And we're going to go ahead and continue our driver meet availabilities in advance of tomorrow's Go Bowling at the Glen Monster Energy NASCAR Cup Series race. We're joined now by the driver of the number 9 Napa Auto Parts Chevrolet for Hendrick Motorsports, Chase Elliott. Chase, welcome. Thanks for joining us today, and we'll go ahead and go straight to questions from the media, and we'll start right up front here with Claire B. Lang.
Claire B. Lang, Sirius XM, asking a question.
Thank you so much, Chase. They got it down now. Appreciate it. Nice job. Okay, I wanted to ask you about the spotters that you have. A bunch of people in the field have 4 spotters. You only use 2, and I'm wondering if that is your preference and if it's too much when you have like 4 people around the track trying to tell you what to do and what it's like in the car with all that feedback.
Yeah, I mean, I think simple is better for sure. I think a lot of those guys that have more than 2, I'm sure most of them, probably 2 of them don't say anything unless something is going on somewhere anyway. So the communication's pretty standard, and yeah, that's just what we have elected to do.
Thank you, man.
Yep.
We'll go to Bob.
Bob Pockers, Fox Sports. I have 2. First, quickly, what's it like when you see the 36 car totally across the track, and can you even explain what you did there?
No, I got really lucky for sure. I was like, here we go. We're going to continue. About to crash another one in practice. But, yeah, I saw smoke, and I didn't – at first I thought somebody blew up. So I was like, well, I'm going to get over here kind of out of the way, hope to stay out of the oil. And then I realized somebody was parked, spinning out. And then I was going to go to the inside of him because I thought that – or to the right of him because I thought that he was going to stay closer to the left. And then Joey was stopped on the bottom, and I think myself and whoever was behind me, there was no way we were getting stopped before we got there. So I kind of had to decide at the last second the left side was the only option if I could get there, and luckily got over there. I don't really know how. Just got lucky.
And then I wanted to ask about the inner loop, just how tough is it, and then how much do you think it played into your victory last year? Because I want to say that's where maybe Truex made a mistake after your mistake in turn 1.
Yeah, I mean, they're all important. I mean, that section is definitely a big-time rhythm section, and I feel like there's a lot of time to either be gained or lost through there. And it's so one-laned. You really have to get through there right. As everybody knows, there's one option through that section. So if you're offline left or right, you're just making it harder on yourself.
We're going to come over here to the right for 2, and then we'll go to Lee.
Matt Meckley with the Finger Lakes Times. So last year you won your first race here, and you got that monkey off your back. So now year 2 here, coming it back. What are your expectations, and has your father given you any pointers again?
I mean, we haven't really talked about it much. I mean, I feel like it's been kind of a normal week, and I think it's important to do that. Everybody wants to talk about last year, and that's great. I'm glad last year happened for sure. Proud of it, but we celebrated it when it was time to celebrate it, and now is not really the time to celebrate it. So we had our time to do that in between here and wherever we went after that, and we did it and did plenty of it, and it's out of my system, and it's time to come back and try to run good, and I felt like, we had an okay first practice, but we have some work to do. I think it's, just dialing things in, and it's tough. Everybody's really close.
We'll stay over here to the right and then to Lee.
Andrew Laguerre from the Elmira Star-Gazette. Just wondering, given your success here and track record, do you think this is a chance to regain some momentum this season?
I sure hope so. Yeah, it's been a rough month or so, month and a half, I guess. Some stuff just some things out of our hands, some things have been in our hands, and those are the frustrating ones, are the ones that you can control, and making mistakes that we shouldn't make and I shouldn't make, and things of that nature. So yeah, just cleaning that stuff up. It happens. I can't say I'm bogged down by it, but I certainly want to get things going the right path. We're still in the summer stretch, so we still have time to do that, and this will be as good a place as any to get things going in the right direction. Anywhere will be fine. This will be good. So here and now would be great.
We'll go over here to the middle to Lee and then to Mike.
Lee Spencer, RacingBoys.com. What kind of relief did you feel, and not just getting your first win here, but with the time remaining before the playoffs, what did it mean just to know that you were locked in at that point?
That was honestly a nice add-on, to the win, and really didn't even think about that until I kind of got home, and I was like, nice. We don't have to worry about, being points racing through Richmond, which we'd done the year, I guess both years leading up to that, which is not fun, going to Richmond and knowing you're right on the cusp of, blowing a tire in your night and you're out, and or anything could happen. So yeah, it was just nice to go and not have to worry about that. But it's way more than being a contender in this deal. Is way more than just having one sticker going in the playoffs and knowing that you're in that first round. I mean, the guys that you're going to be racing probably have multiple wins, by now in the season, to be real honest with you. So it's about getting those bonus points and knowing that when you get in the final 10 that you're going to be able, that's going to help you propel you to Homestead, because that's what your competitors are doing.
And you've had a remarkable run at Michigan. I mean, until June, you hadn't finished outside the top 10 there. How, what changes a little bit of the package? Denny Hamlin says when you guys go back, it's going to be a completely different race than it was in June. What are you anticipating going into Michigan with as well as you've run there in the past, and with this car and how you're adapting to it?
Definitely. I agree with Denny. I think guys are going to have different car builds, because one particular car build pretty well stomped everybody. So I think that everybody knows that now. So I think everybody's going to go back with a similar mindset. So it's just a matter of how far you can go down that road, and your car still drive okay. So yeah, I think it'll be different. Michigan has been an okay place. It's so different now. I mean, it's really close to wide open, and nothing like it used to be, for sure.
Let's go over to Mike, then we'll come back to the middle for a couple.
Mike Massey, front stretch. Any updates on Dale Jr. versus the entire population of North Georgia? Any comments from your buddies?
Yeah, I've had a few people this week be like, man, he was really giving this area a hard time. So he's got his work cut out for him.
Let's go right here in the middle now.
Chase, Rich Colbreth from the Motor Racing Network. A lot of kids are going back to school this month. When you were in school,
I'd hate to be doing that.
Yeah, well, that might be a little bit to my answer here, but when you were in school and you went to the track a lot, I guess during the summer with your dad, what was it like going back to school and not going to the track with your dad?
Devastating. Devastating just to be going back to school. I hated school really bad, and then I felt like every year I felt like it started a couple days earlier. Every year when you went back. So. Yeah, I wasn't happy about it, for sure. But it's one of those things. You have to do it.
Stay right here in the middle.
Ruben Haas, WMI Sports. Chase, can you just talk about what it's like for you to come back here, the site of your first Cup Series win a year later, and what kind of confidence that brings you going into this weekend, having won here last year?
Yeah, I mean, more than anything, just being fast last year, was nice. And I think that's what helps more than anything, whether you had won or not, just knowing that we had some decent pace, and I think that's the most important thing. If you have pace, then the rest of it can come. So hopefully we can, have that again on Sunday.
Any additional questions for Chase? One more from Lee, and then one more in the back.
Just curious, you feel it looked like Hendrick was turning the corner, and of course you're going to have bad races. I mean, it happens. Eric Jones went through the same thing earlier, but you feel that the cars are to the point where you can compete once you get into the playoffs against Joe Gibbs Racing, Team Penske, et cetera?
Yeah, I mean, I hope so, for sure. I think there's been, like anybody, I think there's been certain tracks so far this year that have suited us better than others. At those places we've competed, and been good enough at times to win. Alex, won at 1.5 miles. So, I think we can compete at certain places. At certain places, I think we have work to do. So we'll just see how it plays along. I do think we're better off these past. I know results hadn't shown it, but there's been some upgrades that I think will be helpful come playoff time, and hopefully more to come. As you go. But everybody's making upgrades, so we'll see.
We'll finish up back here in the back.
Hey Chase, Brandon Menard, WENY Sports. Do you think that this year you have a competitive car again to, kind of get the job done and go for a two-peat?
Yeah, until we get to this next practice, it's kind of hard to tell. And honestly, there's been even times where I've ended the day on Saturday excited and thought we had a chance, and then been trash on Sunday. So, yeah, we'll find out tomorrow afternoon.
Chase, thanks for joining us, and good luck this weekend.
All right, thanks.